This isn't the first time a photographer has ruined all of our lives. We shouldn't even be shocked when it happens at this point. You all just irritate my blood so badly. Photographers, you pixel peep. You invented that. No one else does it in the world. You know, like, oh, I make ice cream. I'll really look at it to see if there's nails. Kids can digest a nail. Weak kids these days. But today we talk in depth, literally, on why pixel people... Shit, I had one chance at that line.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Okay, this shot is too tight. I see it now. We're on the Canon C70 in 2K RAW, which punches right on in there on the 50mm 1.2. That's a bitch. Let's just switch it up a notch on that one. Am I gonna win Soap Opera of the Year for this shot? Probably not, but whatever, that dream died a long time ago if we all admit it to ourselves. So, pixel peeping. Every time I see a lens reviewed today, it's the same ass thing where someone's taking a picture of a chart and they're peeping in the corners, they're zooming into 800%. And in my opinion, this tells us nothing. It tells us a flat plane of existence. So us 3D pop homies, we know there's depth to a scene over here. So taking a picture of a flat chart only shows you like 1 millimeter thickness of our three-dimensional Earth. So that's bullshit in and of itself. But the problem lies in these pixel peeper lens reviewers do this all the time, and now the companies are forced at gunpoint to make sharp lenses to appease these chart people. So like, they see it and it's like, uh-oh, that brick wall, we're not gonna win a brick wall test, not with this skill. So like, they have to devise ways to make just the sharpest corner, bitch. In my review of the Viltrox 35mm 1.2 versus the Voigtlander, I showed you, and I could see it immediately, but some don't, it's difficult, I get it. You didn't learn it in kindergarten and you never will. 3D pop is something you can sense in a scene. I always see it. Whenever a new lens is announced, I look, maybe because I'm expecting it, like, oh, G-Master lens, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna be flat. Yep, there it is. Maybe I'm bringing it on myself. We do create our own world with our minds. So it's possible that I'm setting myself up to succeed in 3D pop lifestyle, and my own mind is tricking me that it even exists when nothing exists. It's not like a special effect. You're just going away. The audience wants that. If anything, you're giving them what they want. So, as we've learned, that we can sense depth, some of us at least, Dirty Photography Club, Angry Photographer, and me. There's 3 of us at least. And we see it and we love it, and that's what I love about a lens. A nice Voigtlander, like, it's almost worth putting up with the hell that is manual focus lifestyle for some of these vintage lenses. Thankfully, we don't have to. Old Canon EF lenses, they have the pup. You were getting bored of the scene, so I changed it to 4K. Now we're not cropping in 500% to a 1-inch sensor. Still raw. I love that we can do that though. The punch in raw. How did it look? Bad? I'll leave. The difference between a nice 3D popping lens and a modern clinical one is the wow factor. The magic and the mystery of like, what is that? How did you do that? What? Oh my God, like, it's almost like a tilt shift effect. It's like, whoa, the depth in there. It's hard to even explain. I don't know how to explain it, and sometimes I'm reaching to even see it. But when you do see it, you can't unsee it, and then you hunt it, and every lens you own must have it, or what's the point? So it's like, this is an effect that I love that will never show up on a chart. And so because these lens reviewers will review the chart, and companies will now design their lens to be chart heavy and perfecting the chart, and that's stupid. No one looks at a flat chart. In this bullshit scene we're witnessing right now, how important is it to you that this dark cabinet is sharp? Are you really wondering why the top of the corner of my cobweb wall is not perfectly in focus? How about this dark, mysterious cavern? Oh man, I just wish. When someone says something like, this lens vignettes, I literally add that in post. Like, you're complaining about it? Are you joking? I hate when a lens doesn't do that. What the hell's your problem? I could stop it open in real time, somehow adjusting the ND, and you'll see it. I went the wrong way. Thank God the corners are brighter now. Oh, thank God. What is your problem? Chromatic aberrations? My best friend. Literally friendly. Take Fuji medium format, for example. They came out with 100 megapixel sensors. There's nothing sharper than that in this world. It's ungodly sharpness. Even in video, 4K video. I don't know how it's so sharp. It's a whole other topic for another day. Because they did that, all the lenses they make for that system have to resolve that amount of detail. It's too much. And there's a connection between sharpness and pop in an opposite direction. The sharper a lens is, the more it has to resolve megapixel-wise, the less likely it is to have the pop, because you need special elements and you're deflecting light off into the corners and shit. No, I don't know how it works, but that's part of the reason why we're seeing modern lenses with less pop. It's because we increased the megapixels a while ago, thanks Sony A7R line. You probably started this bullshit. And so like, because of that, all the lenses no longer can sense the depth because the elements have to change. We got to complicate the lens design and things get lost in translation. And the reason we have these high megapixel sensors, most likely to appease the pixel peepers again. So it's these people, somehow you took a shot of a landscape, then you zoomed in 900% on a tree, and it's like, well, it's not as sharp when I do that, isn't it? Look at that bear. I hope that bear eats your knapsack and you had necessary survival items in there, and it's gonna be a tough journey back home without that sack. You sackless piece of shit. So because that sackless hobo took a shot and he zoomed in so much, people were like, oh, we do need more megapixels. And then the megapixel race began. That's what used to be happening. And then somewhere we settled the dust for at least a little while, but now they're up at 60 megapixels, medium format 100. And the real problem is no one looks at an image like that. When I'm on Flickr looking up a lens to see if it has any pop, I'm looking at the whole scene. I'm never jumping into a corner. Who cares? That's not how you look at an image. No one's looking at this and jumping in. Oh, look at that. Hey, look at this. Oh, good thing that's sharp. It's the overall arcing impression you get by looking at a photograph. It's like, what's that doing for my feelings? Wow, look at that moment. There's so much more behind a photograph than this little pixel peeping bullshit. And because of you pixel peepers exist, our lenses are now worse. So while us 3D pop chasers, we can't have new things because no one's really doing it. Nikon tries. They have a lineup of somewhat poppy lenses on their Z mount. They pop some, there's levels to the pop though, and I would put Nikon much below Voigtlander and Zeiss pop, or even EFL pop, if we're being real. Like, it somewhat poppy. They're okay, but it's still a modern pop. They had to cut some corners and resolve the high megapixel of the Z9. So while people like me in the 3D pop cult can't look forward to new things because they're not being made for us, or all flat clinical designs, okay, whatever, I'll be fine. Don't cry me a river. I'll be looking for EFL lenses, some vintage Voigtlander stuff, Zeiss glass. There's plenty of pop in the world still to be had for cheaper and lighter and slightly radioactive, if you don't mind that. So photographers, you suck. You've ruined our lives once again, you pixel peeping assholes with your photos. Stacy, can you stand next to that polar bear? Yeah, just put your hand on his head. I want to convey the human beast relationship and that we're okay with each other. He doesn't mind that we melted his land. Okay, oh, he's smelling your hand. And yeah, you ate that steak. Oh, what were you thinking for lunch? Stacy, I told you eat vegan. Okay, running 14 frames per second. Okay, he's dive in the ice hole. Yep, okay. She'll be back up soon. How long can women breathe underwater? Okay, he dove after her. She'll make it out. Remember, we practiced this. There's another ice hole. You swim to the other one, you pop up, and then I'll drive you home. She's gone. Okay, delete the evidence. I was never here. Just deleting all that. Thank you. Okay, that was close. Oh, hello, good sir. What's that? You're looking for photos of women being chased by polar bears? Uh-oh. I had a bunch of them. I just deleted them. How much were you paying? Oh. $14 million for each shot. I had 14 shots. Oh, do you have a disk recovery drive? You don't? That's okay. You're a loser. So 3D pop is real, bitch. And look for it, hunt it, seek it. When you're reviewing a lens, try to explore that sometimes, you bunch of mathematical assholes who do nothing but charts. I learn nothing from you. Seek the depth in your own soul first, and then review a lens. I'll leave after Bitcoin gets donated. Do you agree pixel peepers have ruined our lives? They have, in more ways than one. Subscribe for more, man. I will say that.